Our guest is Chris Farone. His book is 99 Nights with the 99% Dispatches from the first 3 months of the Occupy Revolution. He was out there covering it for the Boston Phoenix. And joining us now, our regularly scheduled guest, Andrew Breitbart, who's going to join in the conversation. Chris, hope you don't mind. Andrew, how are you?
Hey, yeah, we're doing a movie called Occupy Unmasked. I wonder if our narratives jive.
What's your narrative?
Hey, dude, stop raping people.
The lawlessness from the very beginning of Occupy and the intentional lawlessness, the desire to try and instigate battles with the police to get YouTube moments in order to try and gain sympathy for the movement. But over the last 2 weeks, and I haven't been on the show in 2 weeks, Keith Olbermann, because of my confrontation with Occupy at CPAC, where the Occupy movement walked up the private driveway and started rattle and hum. They started acting like, a marauding horde that shut down the CPAC conservative conference, trying to stifle the dissent of conservatives getting together at their annual conference. I told my bodyguards, I had bodyguards because there were Occupy death threats against me, and I said, no, let's confront these guys. These guys are lawless. They're trespassing. They're shouting. We have videotape of them swearing.
Andrew, let me give Chris a chance.
Openly swearing at the people at CPAC, and so I went out there, and a famous viral video that the left seems to love of me saying, behave yourselves, stop raping people. That was born of frustration that these people had shut down CPAC, tried to shut down people's free speech, and that these people, in fact, had raped people, and throughout Occupy, we're trying to tell victims of rape at Occupy encampments to not report this to the police because they were so fearful of it hurting their
reaction.
reputation.
Let's give Chris a chance to respond. Go ahead, Chris. This is
so your definition of trying to shut down CPAC is raping? The people out there were raping people?
I don't understand.
Who was raping people out there?
Did you not understand what I just said?
I think he was reacting to the large number of rapes.
Do you care about the reason that they're out there, or is it just about what they're doing when they're out there?
They were trespassing.
No. Why are they out there? What were they protesting?
You're not answering my question.
What's your question? I didn't hear a question. You're just telling me how horrible they are. How many
crimes they commit. They were trespassing and trying to shut people up. And they created a shutdown at an event in which people were expressing their free speech. Do you approve of the trespassing and the swearing at people at CPAC? What did the people at CPAC do that caused this marauding horde?
Rampant heterosexism, bigotry, some of the most ignorant speeches I've ever heard in my life. Are you kidding me? And yes, okay. I approve of it. I approve of yelling at anybody who's at CPAC, particularly you.
Okay, good.
You're a disgusting animal.
Chris,
why are you talking that way about Andrew?
You're a journalist, and obviously we all enjoy full and unfettered First Amendment. So when Andrew comes on and says,
he can say whatever he wants.
No, but even at the CPAC, so fellow American citizens of a different point of view gather, and Occupy people are going down and kind of screaming at them, intimidating them, trying to shut them down. As Andrew says, as a journalist, aren't you sympathetic to the people whose voice is being suffocated as opposed to the suffocators?
You're telling me that the victims here were the people inside of CPAC? The convention didn't get shut down. Everything went just fine, right?
Yeah,
as will the DNC, as will the RNC. So this BS with you guys playing the victims. It's like you're walking out from inside with a nice suit on. There's people out there protesting, man. They're putting it on the line. They're willing to get arrested for what they believe in. What are you willing to do? Walk around with a couple of bodyguards? Give me a break.
I don't understand.
Yeah, because of a death threat that was made public that said Andrew Breitbart and Newt Gingrich don't have Secret Service like Mitt Romney.
I don't support. I just have to say this right off the bat. As someone who's received multiple threats, death threats, threats of physical harm, had a brick thrown through my window, I do not support any threats of physical violence or physical violence against.
And as they're walking up a private driveway and shutting down CPAC, I'm the one who's wrong for confronting them.
I never said you're wrong. You go ahead and confront them all you want. I'm saying that I think that you're missing the big picture here. You care not at all about what they're protesting or the reason that they're out there.
Where does that reflexive chant that you just this type of cultural Marxism that is on display by this group of people that cannot stand capitalism? Why is it that you guys chant? That's what they chanted at me. Racist, sexist, homophobe. When they saw me coming around the corner, many didn't even know who I was. Racist, sexist, homophobe. That is the same type of cultural Marxism and political correctness that has dominated college campuses in this country, where kids can't even think straight. These kids think that anyone that disagrees with them on the financial system of this country needs to be hurled racist, sexist, homophobe. It's stupid. It's just stupid. The movement is so filled with these mindless chants and this desire to shut down political dissent from the other side that it is wholly un-American.
I'm intrigued by your mutual distaste, well, especially you, Chris, your distaste for Andrew Breitbart. Well, he seems to me, I think he's a heroic figure for his desire to break through all the bull dung, and I think you guys have much more in common than you have that would make you in opposition to each other.
I wrote about a lot of this stuff too. Like I said, I mean, I wrote some of the.
So why all the contempt?
Because I also wrote about why people were out there, why they had been brought to this point where they're trying to shut down CPAC, and why they got to the point.
Well, why would they try to shut down CPAC?
Because
it's political activism. Why wouldn't there be a little camaraderie there?
Well, okay, first of all, I said shut down. They're trying to bring their message outside of there. There's media there. I mean, this is an age-old tactic here. And
you said that there were homophobes and racists.
They are! I didn't know you were going to be on here, and I didn't know we were going to be talking about this, but if I did, I'd have brought a list of homophobic and racist comments that were said at CPAC. It was one after the other. I don't understand why you all have to deny it so much.
Name one, robot boy. Name one.
God.
Name one, robot boy.
You know what? We're gonna get your email after. I'm gonna do a blog post when I get to the office today. I'm gonna give you 50. How about that?
So
Phoenix.com, the same website that you stole an article off of last week and used it to your advantage.
So
hang
on, there's a lot of video out there of anti-Semitic remarks being made at the Occupy Wall Street protest. Does that mean?
I'm not going to deny it for a second.
Okay, so does that mean we stand here and scream at Occupy for?
What about the heads of Occupy Newark claiming on camera that Occupy New York, Occupy Zuccotti Park is racist? Two can play this game, buddy.
Two can't play this game because I'm not going to deny reality, bro. There's a lot of that going on.
You know how effective it is, as it is on college campuses, politically correct college campuses, for Marxists, cultural Marxists, to just accuse the people that they disagree with on any issue, to call them a racist, sexist, or a homophobe. It shuts up dissent. It's totalitarianism. This has happened in other countries.
The occupiers are practicing totalitarianism?
Yeah, occupiers are Marxists. Yes, they are. And they are trying to...
Oh, my God. You crack me up. For real? And then you claim that they're playing victims.
I have them on tape. I have them admitting that they want to undermine socialism. I have them chanting.
How about when you and your people...
I asked them, I said, capitalism, thumbs up or thumbs down at Occupy Los Angeles, and an entire sea of people putting thumbs down. Of course they're Marxists. Of course they're socialists and anarchists behind this thing.
Yes. Agreed.
He's agreeing with you.
I mean, I'm not denying this. You own it, socialist, Marxist, I certainly pack elements of both myself.
Given that, then, socialist, Marxist kind of foundations of philosophy, does that justify, for example, in Oakland, where they're tossing chairs through the business, the plate glass, and either starting fires or doing some of the other things that are alleged to have been done by these people that Andrew has described as socialist anarchists?
I call it a cop-out. I really don't think it's an issue of justification. These are just and something. I can't sit here and justify some things, not justify other things. Certainly the treatment by police in Seattle and Oakland, a lot of these places out west, I do believe, justifies a lot of the rebuttals and a lot of the actions that people have taken up in the streets.
You want to continue this conversation next week? Andrew comes on this time every week.
Absolutely.
You up for that, Andrew?
I'll bring all that for you.
Because we got to go.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we're up against the clock. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Visit Breitbart's websites, Breitbart.com, Breitbart.tv, BigGovernment.com, and Chris Farone's book, 99 Nights with the 99%, Dispatches from the First 3 Months of the Occupy Revolution, available everywhere except that big store. Stay away from it.
And I'm trying to get in there.
And he's doing a reading at the Brookline Booksmith tonight at 7
That bastion of
o'clock.
socialism and cultural Marxism that it is.